Upgrading the oil in your Wrangler JL or your Gladiator JT? Stay tuned. And welcome back to the Northridge 4x4 Do-It-Yourself Garage. And today we're going to show you how to change the oil in your Wrangler JL or Gladiator JT. And it doesn't matter whether you have the 2.0 inline turbo 4 or that 3.6 V6, we're going to show them to you both so you can follow along and do it yourself. Now, while we're changing the oil, we're also going to be upgrading that oil with high performance line of synthetic oils from Redline. Now, the factory oil is just fine. It meets factory specs and it'll work. But we've upgraded so many things on these Jeeps, let's upgrade the oil too. Redline offers oils that both meet OEM specifications and exceed OEM specifications. And that's what we're looking for today, an oil that exceeds OEM specifications. The high performance series of oils from Redline gives you better performance, better mileage, and offers the capabilities to do extended oil change intervals. Now, this is due to using better base stocks and custom additive packages. Now, Redline does recommend and warranty the use of their high performance oils in your new vehicle, as long as you use the correct oil and the correct amount for your application. Now, how do you know when it's time to change the oil in your JL or JT? Well, you have that oil life setting in the dash, and the computer calculates that depending on engine usage. But if you want some good hard numbers, the factory recommends changing your oil every 10,000 miles or 350 hours of use or 12 months. Now, if you're using your Jeep in severe service, otherwise you're out there off-road all the time, you're in the dust, you're in the dirt, you're in the mud, you're going to want to change it every 4,000 miles. Check your factory manual for more information. For the oil change on that 3.6 V6, we've got 5 quarts of Redline High Performance Series 0W20 synthetic oil. We've got a genuine Mopar filter cartridge. And then for our tools, we have a 13 mil wrench for down on the oil pan plug. You can also use a socket. And we've got a 24 mil socket for the filter housing, an extension, a ratchet, a pair of mechanics gloves to keep our hands clean, and we've also got some shop towels. Now, on the 3.6 engine, right here we have our oil filler cap, also known as the 710 cap, and down here is our oil filter housing. You want to grab a rag and just clean any debris around them, any dust, mud, whatever. We're going to grab a 24 millimeter socket, put that on the oil filter housing, and twist that open. And then we're going to give a twist. And by doing this, we're venting the engine. That'll allow the oil to drain out of the engine easier. Now we just got to get our oil pan under the Jeep and drain that oil. Now, we have ours on a lift just so it makes the videoing easier, but you don't need to put it on a lift. You can use jack stands, ramps, and if you have a lift on your Jeep, you can even do it while the Jeep's sitting on the ground. We want to grab a rag and clean all around the oil drain plug. Then grab a 13 mil wrench or socket. Now, we want to let this drain for 15 to 30 minutes. Just give it plenty of time for everything in the engine to drain out. All right, now we've let it drain for about 30 minutes, and we're going to come in here and clean up our oil drain area. Then we want to look for any damage to the mating surface. We also want to take our plug, get that cleaned up, and inspect the washer. Make sure that seal's still good, there's no damage to it. And we can lubricate that washer just a little bit. Then screw our drain plug back in. The torque is 20 foot-pounds, and that's not much, so don't over-torque it. Now, on the 6-cylinder engine, we want to get a couple rags up on top, and we'll reach in and grab that oil filter housing. That comes right up with your oil filter. Then you want to grab a rag, reach in, wipe around the inside of the oil filter housing, and that'll just help that O-ring seal better when you put it all back together. Now we want to grab our filter housing, grab a hold of that filter, and she snaps right out. Then we want to wipe around the inside of the filter housing. Then we're going to grab a pick and slip it down underneath the O-ring and slide the O-ring off. And we want to clean our O-ring groove. Now we'll grab our new filter, and there's our filter cartridge, and then down inside the box is the new O-ring. We're going to grab a little bit of that oil, lubricate our O-ring, and then work its way down onto the filter housing and into its groove. Now we want to take our pick again, and very carefully, because you don't want to damage the O-ring, then we want to lift that up and then swing that pick all the way around, and that'll make sure we take any twist out of the O-ring. Now we're just going to wipe out the inside of that one more time. Now we'll grab our new filter and just a little bit of oil around this inner seal. Snap the filter into place. Then we want to give just one more swipe around the O-ring, and then around the O-ring here at the end, and it's ready to go back in the Jeep. We take our filter housing, it goes back down in. Final torque on it's 18 foot-pounds. Don't over tighten them. Now it's time to fill the oil. So let's go ahead and pull the oil filler cap. Give that a quick wipe down. And we're gonna grab our Redline High Performance 0W20. Then we can also take a little drop of oil left over in the jug and just go right around that O-ring and then reinstall our cap. Now once you have everything buttoned up, you're going to want to start the engine up and run it for a few minutes. You want to make sure that you circulate the oil throughout the entire engine and that new filter. Then you're going to shut it down, and if you check your oil within a couple minutes, you may be alarmed to find that the oil is barely registering on the dipstick. However, if you let it wait that 15 to 30 minutes and then check it, you're going to find that your dipstick is reading full. Now all we have left to do is our oil life reset. To reset the oil life, leave your foot off the brake, push the start button twice. Now use the left-hand arrows to scroll down on the main menu system until you find Vehicle Info. Then scroll across until you see the oil life bar. Then push and hold the OK button down and it'll reset to 100%. Now for the 2-liter Turbo 4, we're going to use a different grade oil. We've got the Redline High Performance Series 5W30, then a genuine Mopar filter, and as you can see, this one's a spin-on filter as opposed to that cartridge filter used on the 3.6. We're going to need an oil filter wrench to get the old filter off, and then a 13 mil wrench or socket for the oil pan plug. On the 2-liter Turbo, the oil fill cap is right in the center. Give that a quick twist, lift it up, vent the engine. Just like the 3.6, we want to wipe up that oil pan around the drain plug. Make sure we get all the dirt from around it. And then we also want to get up to the oil filter and go around the base of the oil filter, getting all the dirt off of it the best we can. Then we'll reach up here with our 13 mil wrench, and out comes the oil drain plug. Set your oil filter wrench into place and unscrew the old oil filter. Ours was so tight that the filter wrench broke through the filter body and spit oil everywhere. A perfect example of an over-tightened filter can. Luckily, we were able to get another bite on the filter can and get it spun off, but it was way too tight. Just like the 3.6, we want to clean up around the oil drain plug and inspect for any damage. Then we want to do the same up here on the mating face for the seal of the spin-on filter. For the new filter, we want to inspect the seal surface, make sure that there's no cuts or nicks in it. We also want to make sure it's clean and that it's seated all the way down. We're gonna throw a little oil in there, then we're gonna take our finger and run it around the seal, make sure it's well oiled. That'll help it slide easier on the mating face on the engine and give us a better seal. Now we're gonna take our spin-on filter. Then we just wanna spin that filter in until it stops. The seal's touching now. Now we wanna grab it and give it a half turn. If you over tighten it, then we're gonna run into that exact same problem at the next oil change, where the filter's too tight to pull off. So that's all there is to changing and upgrading the oil in your Wrangler JL and Gladiator JT with either that 2.0 Turbo 4 or the 3.6 V6. Now we do recommend that if you're taking the time to do an oil change, do a little other maintenance on your Jeep. Whether it be checking the other fluids, hitting some grease into your grease zerks, and rotating your tires, hey, a little bit of maintenance will go a long way into keeping your Jeep on the road and on the trail. Now we do carry genuine Mopar oil filters here at Northridge 4x4, along with a full line of the Redline synthetic oils. Check for the links down in the description box below, and then drop down to the comment section and let us know what's your favorite preventative maintenance tip. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you again soon.